Because Professor of Law Henrietta Mensah Bonsu and National Commission for Civic Education boss Josephine Nkrumah have been suggesting ways of reducing the carnage on the country's roads. They spoke on the Super Morning Show on Joy FM this morning.
A lot of it has to do with attitudes, and of course it also has to do with the quality of the kind of vehicles that we find on our roads, the kind of tires we patronize these days. There's a lot of second-hand tires, and we need some policy decisions on that in terms of banning these things, because if you look at the rate of people losing their lives on the road, it is frightening. And for me, who is always on the highways of Ghana, you see it firsthand, the kind of recklessness associated with driving. And then, of course, at the weekends, a lot of people are going back to their villages for funerals and, other engagements. And so some of them are in a hurry to get back, and you have drivers who think, I need to get them back to their destinations as quickly as I can so I can, go back and get another set of passengers and make more money. So it's a multiplicity of all of these things. But like Mami said, I think we need to begin to enforce the laws, because you have people who should have been charged with negligence and manslaughter, but they're going scot-free, and this has contributed in no small way to the kind of slaughterhouse that my former lecturer is referring to.
We're losing a lot of manpower as well,
yes.
And it's sad that we should wake up on a Monday morning to the news of at least 26 people dying in such a gory manner on our roads. Prof, do you think that it is an issue of needing new policies, or just enforcing what we have and finding a way to minimize the consumption of alcohol over the weekends?
Thank you, Charlotte. Let me start by saying good morning to your listeners, and also a shout out to my second daughter, Mami, whose birthday it is today.
Happy birthday.
She's 30-something. That's all we need to know. You asked an interesting question, and you have concluded that alcohol has a part to play in it. Yes, it may be true, but I think there are a number of factors. Certainly, there's a lot more movement at weekends for funerals and so on. People leave home very early, especially if they are doing day return.
Yeah.
They leave home very early. Sometimes they have not eaten, which means that their sugar level is low. They are making bad decisions on the road. And as a teacher, I've been taking interest in checking which of the drivers has a good sense of mathematics. Because sometimes in overtaking, you can tell it is poor calculation.
Yeah.
So we may not think of these things offhand, but in truth, some of the poor decisions are based on a poor sense of calculation as to whether I can overtake this vehicle and be safe.
Or whether I even need to overtake this vehicle.
Or whether indeed you need to overtake the vehicle at all. Sometimes I also find, because today is International Women's Day, it's a point I'll make. Have you ever noticed when you are driving that when you overtake a driver, particularly a taxi driver, whatever it takes,
he must overtake you.
Overtake the woman.
Yes.
Whatever it takes.
Just because you're a woman.
Yes. So there's something there.
She has to
and then we also have people who ordinarily don't have much power, but when they sit behind powerful vehicles, feel powerful.
True.
Right.
And then they bully smaller vehicles on the road and so on. I think it's a multiplicity of factors. And maybe we really should take time to study what is happening, because we can't keep losing
26, and they're expecting a lot more, so they're not done.
And I'm told it was a kind of head-on.
Yes.
How can there be a head-on collision unless somebody is sleeping and so going out of their lane? Right. Or something that so distracted them that they were in the lane of the other person. It's really distressing.
And these incredible women were speaking on the Super Morning Show on Joy FM just today because of the commemoration of International Women's Day.